Ever wondered why people step back when you talk? Could bad breath be your uninvited companion? Imagine a world where everyone had fresh, minty breath all the time. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? But reality often paints a different picture. In our daily lives, fresh breath plays a crucial role. It's not just about maintaining social decorum, but it's also about personal hygiene and well-being. Fresh breath is like a silent greeting, a non-verbal hello that makes conversations pleasant and interactions delightful. On the flip side, bad breath can be a conversation killer, a social deterrent that can alienate even the most patient listeners. So what's the technical term for bad breath? It's called halitosis, a term that might sound complex, but it simply refers to an unpleasant smell in one's breath. It's a common condition and can be a source of worry and embarrassment for many. Now you might be thinking, I brush my teeth twice a day, I shouldn't have bad breath, right? Well, not necessarily. Bad breath can be caused by a variety of factors and is not always related to your brushing habits. The impact of bad breath goes beyond just social embarrassment. It can affect one's self-confidence, personal relationships, and even professional life. Imagine being in a crucial business meeting or a first date, and all you can think about is whether your breath smells all right. It's not just about what others think, but also how you feel about yourself. Bad breath can make you self-conscious, anxious, and overly cautious in social situations. It's like a constant background noise, distracting and unsettling. But here's the good news. Bad breath is not a life sentence. It's a condition that can be managed and often completely reversed. Understanding bad breath is the first step towards addressing it. Now that you know about bad breath, you might be wondering, how do I tell if I have bad breath? That's what we're getting into next. Identifying bad breath is the first step towards curing it. Now, let's delve into the ways to self-check for bad breath. There are a few simple methods you can use right at home. Firstly, there's the wrist lick test. This is probably the most common way people check their breath. It's pretty straightforward. Just lick the inside of your wrist, let it dry for a few seconds, and then sniff the area. If you detect an unpleasant smell, chances are your breath isn't as fresh as you'd like. The second method is the spoon test. For this, you'll need a spoon, preferably one with a long handle. Gently scrape the back of your tongue with the spoon. Let the residue dry and then smell it. This can give you a more accurate indication of your breath's freshness as it collects bacteria and debris from the back of your tongue, where bad breath often originates. Lastly, we have the dental floss test. This method requires a piece of dental floss. Floss between two teeth towards the back of your mouth, then smell the floss. This can be particularly effective if you're prone to gum disease or cavities, as these dental issues can contribute to bad breath. Remember, these tests are not foolproof. If you're still unsure, it's best to consult a dental professional. They can provide a more accurate diagnosis and help you identify any underlying dental issues that may be causing bad breath. It's also important to note that bad breath can sometimes be a symptom of other health issues. So, if you've noticed persistent bad breath even after taking steps to improve your oral hygiene, it may be a good idea to consult a healthcare provider. So, there you have it. 3 simple ways to self-check for bad breath: the wrist lick test, the spoon test, and the dental floss test. Each method has its merits and can be effective in its own way. The key is to be aware and take action when necessary. Once you've identified that you have bad breath, the next logical step is to understand why. We'll explore this in the next segment. Stay tuned. The reasons behind bad breath can be as simple as the food you eat or as complex as underlying health conditions. Let's start with food. Certain foods like garlic, onions, and spices can leave a lasting imprint on your breath. Tiny food particles can stick around in your mouth, leading to a less than fresh aroma. Moreover, as these foods are digested and absorbed into the bloodstream, they are eventually carried to your lungs and can affect your breath. Next on our list are tobacco products. Smoking and chewing tobacco can leave chemicals that remain in the mouth, leading to oral malodor. Not to mention, they also increase the chances of gum disease, another source of bad breath. Poor dental hygiene is another common culprit. If you're not brushing and flossing daily, food particles remain in your mouth, causing bad breath. A colorless, sticky film of bacteria, known as plaque, forms on your teeth. If not brushed away, plaque can irritate your gums and eventually form plaque-filled pockets between your teeth and gums, leading to periodontal disease, a major cause of bad breath. Now, let's talk about dry mouth. This condition, also known as xerostomia, can contribute to bad breath because production of saliva is decreased. Saliva helps cleanse your mouth, removing particles that cause bad odors. Medications are another lesser-known cause. Some drugs can indirectly produce bad breath by contributing to dry mouth. Others can be broken down in the body, releasing chemicals that can be carried on your breath. Infections in your mouth can also lead to bad breath. For example, surgical wounds after oral surgery or gum infections can be potential sources. Lastly, certain medical conditions and illnesses can cause bad breath. Chronic conditions like acid reflux, diabetes, kidney, or liver disease can all lead to bad breath. These are less common, but it's important to be aware of them. Understanding the causes helps us tackle the problem effectively. Let's move on to the solutions. Now that we know the causes, curing bad breath is just a step away. The first solution is maintaining oral hygiene. It's crucial to brush your teeth at least twice a day, and don't forget to floss. Flossing is often overlooked, but it's vital in removing food particles and plaque that your toothbrush can't reach. For an extra fresh breath, finish your routine with a mouthwash that kills bacteria and neutralizes sulfur compounds. Next, staying hydrated is a simple yet effective way to combat bad breath. A dry mouth is a breeding ground for bacteria. Drinking water throughout the day can help wash away food particles and bacteria and stimulate saliva production, which is our mouth's natural defense against bad breath. If you're a smoker, quitting is not just good for your lungs but also for your breath. Smoking dries out your mouth and leaves a lingering smell that's not easily brushed away. It's a tough habit to break, but the benefits are worth it. Watching your diet is another important piece of the puzzle. Certain foods like garlic and onions can cause temporary bad breath. But did you know that a diet high in sugar can also contribute to persistent bad breath? Sugar feeds the bacteria in your mouth, leading to an increase in sulfur compounds that cause bad breath. So try to limit your sugar intake and incorporate more fresh fruits and vegetables into your diet. Lastly, regular visits to the dentist are essential. A professional cleaning every 6 months can help remove plaque and tartar that build up over time. Your dentist can also spot and address any oral health issues that might be contributing to your bad breath. These solutions are simple, but they require consistency. Let's do a quick recap. Bad breath can be a temporary issue or a chronic problem, but it's always solvable. We've explored quite a bit about this common yet potentially embarrassing issue. Let's take a moment to revisit the key points discussed in our journey. We started off by understanding how to identify bad breath. Remember the breath test? Yes, the one involving a lick on the back of your hand and a sniff. It's an easy and reliable way to self-check your breath. However, remember, it's not foolproof. Sometimes you may need an honest opinion from someone close to you. Next, we navigated the causes of bad breath. We found out that it's not just about what you eat, although that certainly plays a part. It's also about your oral health routine, hydration levels, and certain medical conditions. Bad breath can be a sign of gum disease, dry mouth, or even systemic issues like diabetes. It's crucial to remember that if your bad breath persists even after improving your oral health routine and diet, a visit to the dentist or doctor may be necessary. Then, we delved into the solutions to cure bad breath. We learned that the remedies are as varied as the causes. They range from improving oral hygiene practices like brushing twice a day and flossing daily, to staying hydrated and watching what you eat. We also discussed some home remedies like chewing on parsley or sipping green tea. And let's not forget the importance of regular dental checkups. Now, as we wrap things up, it's important to remember that bad breath doesn't have to be a life sentence. It can be managed and often cured, but it requires consistent care. It's not just about a one-time effort, it's about making these good practices a habit. Whether it's brushing and flossing, drinking plenty of water, or keeping an eye on your diet, these are all parts of a routine that you can adopt to keep bad breath at bay. So take these tips to heart, and don't let bad breath steal your confidence. Remember, the key to fresh breath is consistent care. So breathe easy and keep smiling.